Now today, I'm going to share with you why you need to prepare for what you're praying for. You know, preparation is a vital key to living your dreams. Hey, I'm Terri Savelle, your cheerleader of dreams. You know, let me ask you, are you ready for God to do a new thing in your life? Are you tired of just repeating the same scenario year after year? Have you thought lately, how do I stay positive when it appears nothing is changing? Now, if you answered yes to any of those questions, I have one word for you that drastically changed my entire life. Routine. The secret of your future is hidden in your daily routine. If you'll change your routine, you'll change your whole life. Well, one of the biggest and easiest changes that I made to my daily routine was listening to inspirational messages that just pointed my life in the right direction. So I want to ask you to subscribe to this podcast by pushing the little red arrow so you start a routine of consistent inspiration and coaching to help you live your dreams. Now today, I'm going to share with you why you need to prepare for what you're praying for. You know, preparation is a vital key to living your dreams. We know that. In fact, before I finish today, I want to give you the entire 7-step checklist for success so I don't leave you with just one step in today's podcast. I'm going to show you how to access that free checklist in just a minute. But first, you know, a phrase I heard years ago from Coach John Wooden was this. He said, when opportunity comes, it's too late to prepare. In other words, you've got to be ready when God brings opportunities your way so you can seize them, right? Well, in the book Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell wrote that 10,000 hours is the magic number of greatness. Well, he supported that by saying, you know, research shows that for the overwhelming majority of experts who reach the top of their fields like math, chess, tennis, swimming, music, they have spent a minimum of 10,000 hours to become great. So 10,000 hours works out to be about 20 hours per week for 10 years. Now, 10 years is a long time, but 20 hours a week isn't so bad, especially when you consider that the average American watches 5 hours of TV a day. The point being, you know, bands like the Beatles, who played 4, 6, 8 hours in gigs all over Europe long before they invaded America. But think about it. All that time, it felt like nobody's listening. They're singing to a handful of people, playing pool, drinking beer, not even watching them. It was all practice. Well, see, it's the same with you. If you want to grow and improve and be offered bigger opportunities, you have to practice. You know, I look at people like John Maxwell. He grabs a stool, he puts a mint in his mouth, he holds a bottle of water, and he just sits there and he speaks to 15,000 people like he's sitting in their den. And people ask him, they say, how are you so comfortable with your mint in your mouth, you're drinking your water, talking to 15,000? This is what he said. Because I've done this 10,000 times. Well, here's my point. If you desire to be in public speaking, accept every opportunity you can. Speak for free. Speak to small groups, youth groups, retirement centers, juvenile detention centers. See, every time you do it, you're gaining experience. You're getting more comfortable in front of a crowd. You're getting prepared for the big stage. You know, do you want to have a successful podcast, a YouTube channel? You know what my recommendation is? Just start. Gain experience, build your confidence. And you know what? Be glad that hardly anybody's watching. You know, I'm so glad not very many people were watching my podcast when we first started. You know, the ironic thing is, my whole life, I have been told that I smile all the time. Like even in my senior yearbook, it's like, Terri smiled to everybody, you know. And my mom would say, they would make bets. My family would make bets whenever I would go into a store and I'd come out. They'd say, I bet she'll be smiling when she walks out. I've just always smiled. Well, ironically, when we first started the podcast, the guys who were working with me, they told me later, they said, Terri, you need to smile more. I thought, smile more? I've never in my whole life been told I need to smile more. But I was so nervous that I forgot to smile. Well, thank God we averaged 22 views a day in the beginning. But now, you know, I've done over 600 podcasts. I've filmed TV shows for 12, 13 years. God was preparing me for this today. You know, I think about when I became a youth pastor. The first meeting that my husband and I had with our youth leaders, this isn't even with the teenagers on stage. This was with our youth leaders before we, started speaking publicly. We walked into this restaurant to meet with our youth leaders, and I said to my husband, "You do all the talking," because I was too nervous to talk to youth leaders. But you know what? God was preparing me in a little 1,000 square foot warehouse in Crowley, Texas, with 75 teenagers week after week after week, speaking for free, speaking Wednesday nights, to one day stand on a stage to 10,000, 14,000 people. But you know what? It was all preparation. So no matter how big or how small, it's practice. It's preparation, and it's needed to take you to the next level. So maybe you're not a speaker. Maybe you're a designer or a decorator, a stylist. Maybe you're a party planner. Offer to give some of your services to your friends for free. Build your portfolio. Take photos. Get them to write a review. Sow some seed. Do some things for free and get some seed in the ground. Get the experience. I heard a story about one of the top sales coach trainers in the United States, a girl named Lisa, who said she was, starting her business as a success coach in sales training, and she would set up meetings at the local Olive Garden. She said it didn't even have 4 walls. It was like 3 walls and a little accordion. But she said she was committed to meeting with 10 people consistently week after week and training them. Well, one day, she got invited to speak at an event in Santa Barbara. Now, she lived in Phoenix. And she said because word got out about her local talks, it began to spread. So this was the first time she left her newborn and her toddler at home to go after her dream. When she flew to Santa Barbara, she walks in and she realizes, there's going to be 60 people there. That was her big break. She got so excited. But then she discovers that she's going to be speaking to about 8 people in a breakout session. Now think about it. She left her kids, arranged childcare, booked a flight, ready to give her speech, and it was to 8 people. That's okay. But she took a deep breath and she took a chance. She went up to the host of the conference and she said, "I'm going to do a great job in my breakout session. But I just wanted to say, if any of your main stage speakers don't make it, I'm your girl." She said, "Or if you can just add a slot at the end of the day, I'm ready." Well, sure enough, they added a slot at the end of the day. Why? Because she was ready. From all the local talks she had done at the Olive Garden to 10 people, she gave her sales pitch, and she signed dozens of new clients. She didn't make $10,000 in a month like she used to do when she was, starting out. She made $10,000 in 90 minutes. She said, not only did it change my life, but it changed my family's life. She said, I was ready for my big opportunity because I had done all those little talks in the side rooms at Olive Garden. Well, what I'm telling you today is that when God sees you doing your part, He will open doors that no man can shut. I think about David in the Bible. He was just a shepherd boy out there taking care of his sheep. And he could have thought, I don't need to develop my skills. I'm stuck out here with these sheep, these few sheep. But while he's out there alone, he got his slingshot, and he started practicing day after day, month after month, slinging that stone again and again. When a coyote tried to attack his sheep, he nailed it. He became a sharpshooter. He was so precise. Well, when God needed someone to slay a giant, He looked to see who was prepared, who had developed their skills, who was practicing in private. I heard Joel Osteen say, when God is looking for people to promote today, He doesn't just close His eyes and just randomly pick someone. No, He chooses someone who has developed their skills in private. You have skills that can lead to an abundant life. And every day you spend learning, growing, improving, you're getting prepared. The Bible says your gifts will make room for you and bring you before great men. So before we close out, I want to recognize our YouTube subscriber of the week. So this week, it is Malachi Dawson. Malachi says, amazing, Terry. Says, I was at your next conference and it changed my life. Oh my gosh, I love this. Says, I have written a book at age 13. Malachi's only 13 and he's written a book. Thanks for all the encouragement. Oh my goodness, you are never too old or never too young to go after your dreams. Malachi, we are so proud of you and we are cheering you on. I want to give you the entire 7-step checklist for success that I've practiced in my life and learned from the most successful people in the world. So all you have to do is click the link in the description or go to terri.com/7steps. to get your free 7-step checklist. Now, this free download that you can access today will become your go-to list to keep you on track to your dreams. And for more consistent motivation, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. You can find my handles below, or click the little red subscribe button for weekly videos to make this your best year yet. Thanks for watching, and remember, I'm cheering you on.